Imagine yourself wandering through the endless green hills of Ireland, where the land seems to stretch on forever beneath a sky painted with shifting clouds and golden sunlight. The air is crisp and fresh, filled with the gentle scent of wildflowers and the soft hum of bees drifting from bloom to bloom. As you explore, your eyes catch a glimpse of something unusual. A moss-covered stone pillar, standing alone and silent, its surface worn by centuries of wind and rain. You reach out, running your hand over the rough, cool stone. Under your fingertips, you feel a series of precise lines and cuts, an ancient code carefully carved by hands long gone. This is Ogham, Ireland's unique and mysterious writing system created by people who lived here more than 1,000 years ago. Each mark is a message from the distant past, a secret waiting to be unlocked. For centuries these stones stood in silence, their true meaning hidden from the world, their stories fading into legend as the years passed by. People wondered, were these strange markings magical symbols, ancient boundary markers, or perhaps gravestones for forgotten ancestors? The mystery only deepened as time went on. The quest to understand Ogham became a real-life detective story, with clues scattered across hundreds of stones all over Ireland, each one holding a piece of the puzzle. Dedicated scholars and language experts spent years poring over these ancient inscriptions, slowly cracking the code and revealing a direct link to the people and culture of early medieval Ireland. But Ogham isn't just for historians or archaeologists, it's a fascinating challenge for anyone who's ever been curious about the secrets of the past, inviting us all to become explorers of history. As we look closely at these ancient stones together, you'll discover how the Ogham writing system works and how each line and notch stands for a sound from the Old Irish language, connecting us to voices from long ago. By the end of this journey, you'll see more than just lines carved in stone. You'll uncover names, stories, and memories that have survived for centuries, waiting for someone to read them again. Soon you'll be able to read a message sent across the ages, a message from a long, long time ago. Let's begin this adventure together. Ogham stones are ancient memorials carefully placed to honor important people in their communities. Chieftains, warriors, and those whose names carried weight and meaning. These stones were more than just markers, they were lasting reminders of lives lived and stories worth remembering. They stood as public announcements, ways to show who these people were, their power and their deep connection to the land. Villagers and travelers alike would see these stones and know the legacy of those commemorated. Most Ogham stones are found in southern Ireland, in a region known as the Ogham Belt, but their presence stretches further. Some appear in Wales, Scotland, and even parts of England, showing how far the influence of this tradition reached. Their spread tells a story of people moving, trading, and cultures mixing across the Celtic world. These stones are silent witnesses to centuries of migration and exchange, connecting distant lands through shared customs. Local people once looked at these stones with wonder, making up stories about them and saying they had magic powers. Some believed the stones could grant wishes or protect the land, while others thought they held the voices of ancestors. The unique look of the writing, lines and notches carved along the stone, helped these myths grow. The mysterious script seemed almost otherworldly to those who could not read it. Physically, Ogham stones are long, thin pillars, often left rough, except for the careful carvings. Their shapes blend into the wild Irish landscape, standing tall against wind and rain for centuries. The writing runs along the natural edge of the stone, making the letters look like they stand out from the rock itself. Each mark was carefully chosen, each line a message from the past. To read them, you walk around the stone, following the lines as they wrap around its surface. This act turns reading into a journey, connecting you physically to the message and the person it honors. This physical act connects the reader, the stone, and the land itself, creating a bond that bridges centuries. Touching the stone, you feel the weight of history and the presence of those who came before. Each stone is a real link to Ireland's old past, a silent storyteller standing in the mist and rain, waiting for someone to listen. They invite us to listen to history's quiet talks, to imagine the lives and legends that shaped the land, and to remember that even in silence the stones still whisper. For hundreds of years, Ohm's meaning was lost, its stones unreadable. The big breakthrough happened in the 1800s, when smart people started to carefully record and study the stones. Stones that had writing in both Ogham and Latin gave the answer. By comparing the two types of writing, scholars figured out which sounds went with the Ogham marks. Slowly, the code was cracked, showing an old form of the Irish language. The language on the stones, called Primitive Irish, is very different from later Irish. Scholars had to figure out its sounds and grammar again, working backwards from newer writings. It was hard work, but eventually the silent stones started to speak. Names and family lines from over 1,000 years ago appeared from the carvings. Figuring out Ogham opened a direct line to Ireland's very first voices. Each stone became a message from the past, finally understood. The codebreakers had done it. The Ogham alphabet is simple but clever. It's a writing system that stands apart from others, both in its appearance and its origins. Unlike alphabets made of curves and loops, Ogham is built from straight lines, each one carefully carved with purpose. It's made of lines and cuts carved along a central line, usually the edge of the stone. This unique method meant that messages could be inscribed on standing stones, boundary markers, or even wooden sticks, making Ogham both practical and portable for its time. There are 20 letters, put into 4 groups of 5, later expanded to 25. Each group is organized by the direction and style of the lines, creating a logical system that's easy to follow. The first group has lines to the right of the central line, the second to the left, the third slanted lines crossing the line, the fourth cuts for vowel sounds. This arrangement is not just visually striking, but also helps the carver remember each letter's place. This clear structure made Ogham easy to learn and carve. Even someone with little experience could quickly pick up the basics and leave a message that would last for centuries. Each letter is named after a tree or plant, birch, oak, hazel, connecting the writing to nature. These names weren't chosen at random. They reflect the deep respect early Irish people had for the natural world around them. This Celtic tree alphabet likely helped people remember the letters. By linking each symbol to a familiar tree, the alphabet became a living memory, rooted in the landscape and culture. The design of the writing connects writing to the land and old stories of early Ireland. Ogham inscriptions are often found in places of significance, tying language to the very earth it describes. Is more than just an alphabet, it's a reflection of the culture that made it. Each carved line is a testament to the beliefs, values, and creativity of the people who used it. Its lines and cuts are like echoes of the land itself, mirroring the shapes of branches, rivers, and the rugged Irish landscape. The beauty of the writing is in its simplicity and its deep connection to nature. Ogham is a reminder that language can be as much a part of the landscape as the stones and trees themselves. Every carved line is a bridge between language and landscape, a silent conversation between people and place. Ogham is a writing system born from the land, shaped by the environment and the imagination of its creators. And it lasts in stone, standing as a timeless link between the ancient world and our own, its message still whispering through the ages. Ogham writings connect us directly to the people of early medieval Ireland. Most follow a simple pattern name, son of name, sometimes adding a grandfather or tribe name. Family line was everything. Who you were came from your ancestors. Names like Vedacuna and Lugudekas show ties to animals, gods, and warrior traits. These were more than just names. They showed status and character. Putting up a stone was a public act, strengthening family claims and tribal identity. Some stones include tribe names, showing where old groups lived. The stones are not just memorials, they're important clues to how society was set up in Ireland. Each writing is a voice from the past, echoing through time. Through Ogham, we meet the ancestors themselves. Figuring out Ogham was a team effort that took hundreds of years. Early Old Things experts wrote down where the stones were, saving them for future study. The real breakthrough came with stones that had 2 languages and smart people like Charles Graves, who matched Ogham to Latin and old handwritten books. R.A.S. McAllister later listed almost every known stone, treating them as important for both language and history. Modern scholars have made our understanding better using technology like 3D scanning to find faint writings. Each generation builds on the last, making our knowledge deeper. The stones still hold secrets waiting to be found. Ohm's story is one of working together and discovering things. The codebreaker's work lives on. Figured out, Ogham writings offer a rare look into Ireland from the 300s to the 600s. These are the island's earliest written records, showing language and society before monks started writing history. The stones reveal primitive Irish, the ancestor of modern Irish. Language experts trace how language changed through these carvings, connecting past and present. The patterned writings confirm how important family and ancestry were in early Irish society. Ogham stones are real proof of a world organized by family and tribe. Some stones show the change from old pagan beliefs to Christianity, with crosses carved next to Ogham. These mixed stones show a blending of old and new beliefs. The stones show a society that was changing. They are silent storytellers of Ireland's ancient world. Now, it's your turn to be a codebreaker. Remember the 4 groups: right, left, slanted, and cuts for vowels. Writings are read from the bottom up. Let's try a real example. 4 lines right is as, 1 cut is a, 2 slanted lines is ch, 2 cuts is o, 3 lines left is t, spelling Sagot, a real old name. Here's another. Dalani Maki Dali, break it down D-A-L-A-G-N-I, then Maki, son of, then Dali. You've just read Dalanos, son of Dalos. This isn't just a puzzle, it's a way to connect with the past. Tracing these lines, you are doing what the old carvers did. Each stone invites you to listen to history's quiet talks. Next time you see an Ogham stone, try to figure out the code. It's a bridge across hundreds of years. The act of reading Ogham brings the past to life. Every name you figure out is a voice brought back. The stones are waiting for you. Understanding Ogham is about getting back Ireland's special heritage. It shows a time when Ireland had its own writing tradition, not influenced by outside places. Ogham stones are direct records from the people themselves, not changed by later writers. They make history more open, giving a voice to local chiefs and families. The stones are part of the living landscape, putting history in real places. Looking for them is a journey through Ireland's past and present. Ogham reminds us that history is made of countless individual stories. Figuring out these carvings connects us to our ancestors. Their voices, carved in stone, become part of our story. Ogham's legacy continues, etched in the land and in memory.